Let's go, bro. Oh my gosh. Finally, bro.
After so long.
Imagine, if you will, sitting down to your morning coffee, turning on your home computer to read the day's newspaper. Well, it's not as far-fetched as it may seem. In fact, both local San Francisco papers are investing a lot of money to try and get a service just like that started. Science editor Steve Newman reports on one person already using the brand.
So how you been, cousin?
I've been chilling, bro. What's good with you, bro?
Chilling? Just here, spending time with the family. Had fun.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up. Dude, it's about time we actually did this, bro.
I know.
Oh my gosh, bro. The last time we tried doing this was like what? How long is it? What was the last time? Like a month ago? 2 months ago? About a month ago?
Yeah,
we've been trying to plan this since summer. I think so, right? We've been trying to plan this, like able to do this.
Planning.
I've been telling people like, hey, relax, bro. Like, it's coming, bro. It's coming. I got a special guest, and I mean, what is a better special guest than having my own cousin up here?
Yeah.
But yeah, look, tell them who you are, bro. Tell them a little bit about yourself.
Well, my name's Isaac. He's my cousin from my dad's side. I have my own YouTube channel. I also stream on Twitch at IG Gaming 27. So if you guys want to come follow me, subscribe. I'm on there. But,
yeah, right.
Yeah, he told me that he was doing a podcast, and I told him, when's the next one? Maybe I could help you out with one. And yeah, we planned it. We just never had time, or we had time, but we forgot most of our equipment.
Yeah, yeah, like that one time. Yeah, we were trying to do it, but I didn't bring my stuff. I didn't bring my microphone, my webcam, and I just kind of had my computer. So we try to do with what we can with the one microphone that he has, and it didn't work out. I didn't know how. Can this bird shut up?
He's trying to be in the podcast,
bro. Hey, bro. Come on, bro. Oh, there you go. He left. But yeah, anyways, it wasn't gonna work out. So I was just like, you know what? Let's just plan maybe during winter break, and we could just try to, I don't know, maybe work something out. And yeah, now we're here.
Yeah.
Now we're here. Well, now that you guys got the background, now I guess let's not waste any more time, and let's just dive right into this episode, right?
Yes, sir.
All right, so before we go, so welcome back to the You Live, You Learn podcast. This is a brand new podcast that I'm starting. It's made by me. I'm a 15-year-old kid. If you want to know more about why I started this podcast, be sure to check out that first episode. Hopefully, I start to make more episodes with you, and maybe who knows, maybe more people along the way. I mean, it's because with podcasts, it's better having one person, right? It's always better like having one guy instead of just talking in front of the camera. Because like I bet you if I could compare this podcast, and it's not even done, we're barely starting. If I can compare this episode to my previous episodes, it's 100% better, because I'm actually having an interaction with somebody, and it's not just
just by yourself.
Exactly. Yeah.
Not having somebody to connect with.
Yeah, exactly. It's way better. I mean, I think that's why if I asked like a professional podcaster, or I don't even know what you call them, like somebody who actually does podcasts for a living, I bet you if I were to like ask them, be like, hey, do you recommend having somebody? I'm pretty sure they would say like it's always better to having somebody with you on the podcast, because it's not as boring, and you're not just talking face to face. I mean, unless you want to have like an actual personal connection with your audience.
Yeah.
Which I mean. Yeah. It's understandable. But yeah, without further ado, let's just dive right in. So today's topic, I kind of want to talk about today, how life is nothing but failures and success. Like, the mistakes that we do, and like, in life. Like in my previous episode, I was talking about life advice. I was giving life advice for the people. And it was pretty much just kind of talking about like how people need to wake up and like, realize that, you know, things are not just gonna come like given to you, like you actually gotta work for it and things like that, and like not make excuses, you know, things just kind of like on the topic of that. And I kind of want to be talking to that more detailed, especially with somebody like you, because you know you passed your high school, you know, you've already lived your entire young age. So for you, what defines failure? Like what when you hear the word failure, what do you picture? What do you see?
Failure for me would be the mistakes that I have made, not only in class but also like stuff I regret, like not doing. Like for example, I had 2 classes where in my freshman year, the first semester I didn't, you know, everything was new. I was a shy kid, you know. I'm pretty sure everybody was shy freshman.
Yeah, like everyone. Yeah, everyone at the beginning.
Yeah, I was that just shy kid. You know, didn't want to interact with anybody, and I was like that for like the first, you know, couple weeks, and then I saw that the coach, like the football coach, was looking for people, and that's when I was like, should I not? But you know, from hearing from multiple teachers, high school goes by fast. So I was like, I'm gonna talk to this coach. So I went out of my comfort zone, and I went to go talk to this coach, and he said that he, you know, he needs people like me, you know, since I'm a big guy for football. And I was like, all right, I'm gonna do this. So I called my mom. I told her, hey, I'm gonna try out for football. And my parents, they were like, all right, it's, you know, your decision.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
So,
no, yeah. I mean, that's kind of what it takes for, you know, to get where you want to go. Like sometimes you got to be out of your comfort zone.
Yeah.
And sometimes that does lead to failure. Sometimes that, you know, I know there's some people who like tend to try to, you know, step out of their comfort zone, and sometimes it doesn't go, you know, their way they want to go. So my question again would be, what would be your advice if people tried to do exactly what you did, you know, try to step out of their comfort zone and didn't go as it planned, like didn't go the way they wanted it to go, the way they thought it would go? What would be your advice to those type of people?
My advice for that, you know, at first you are gonna feel uncomfortable because it's an area that you know you're not used to. So for that, it's always about taking risks. Like in the end, you know, you have to step out of your comfort zone to get to the next, you know, chapter of your life. It's gonna be a scary experience, like, cause you don't know what's gonna happen. There's, you know, it's like what is it? A butterfly effect.
Yeah.
You know, if you take this path, you're branching out this way, or if you take this path, you know, so many things can happen.
Yeah.
So that, in my case, you know, I took my path, which was sports, football, and you know, ever since I stepped foot, you know, on that field my freshman year, I fell in love with it. So I kept on pursuing that, you know, kept on trying to get better. I met a lot of cool people, you know, and from there I went from being like one of the shyest kids on campus to being recognized.
Yeah.
And it was crazy.
Yeah, you told me you became the homecoming king.
Yeah,
you became really popular, huh? Yeah. I remember you telling me, you know, your stories, and I honestly see this is why I like talking to you, because honestly sometimes when you talk it inspires me. And hopefully that's what people, I can get off this episode and can be inspired, because that's exactly what I want to do with this podcast. I want to share my life story the way you shared yours with me. I like to share because I think it inspires others. Let them know that even if things don't go their way, like, things will turn out better. Like, I'm pretty sure not all things went your way, right? Like, you've had moments in your life where things don't go as you plan, or like, things go off rails, but yet you bounce back and you go back to, where, you get yourself back on track and you just keep moving on, right?
Yeah, it's that motivation. Like, you have to find motivation, like, as soon as that, because there is going to be times, you're feeling low energy, but then there's that one guy or one friend, one coach that always pushes you, and it's for a reason. That reason is, for you to better yourself, keep going, and, because something, like a big outcome is going to happen.
Yeah, and it's funny that you say that you mentioned how there's always going to be that one person that's going to, push you, and it's going to be there for you, like, for a specific reason. And like I said, that's exactly what I want to do with my podcast. That's exactly what we're doing here now, recording, because I want to be that. I don't just want to be limited to one friend. I want to be limited to to everyone. I want everyone to know that I want to be that one person that pushes everyone to do their best, to not give up in life, to keep moving on, to let them know that things are gonna get better, and they will get better. They always get better. I mean, yeah, sure. Like you said, we're always gonna have our lowest points in life, and we're always we're gonna have those moments in life. And I've talked about this in my previous episode. I've said it a couple of times where I'm like yeah, it doesn't matter how many times you get beat. It's like that Rocky, like I mentioned in the previous episode. It's like that Rocky episode, or that Rocky movie, where that famous quote, when he says, "It's not about how hard you can hit, it's how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward." You remember that movie, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's true, because it's not how like good you do. Or it's not like about everyone can do good in school. Everyone has the capability of doing good in school. It's just about how hard, like how far are you willing to challenge yourself, and how will you bounce back if things don't go your way, right?
Yeah, like I want to say my sophomore year. Yeah, it was my sophomore year. I had a math class. I didn't do anything in that class, and dude, I regret it. Because it stays on your record, it stays on your transcript, and once you graduate high school and try to get into college, they take a look at all your grades from all the classes, and they might think, oh, this guy,
he's not putting in effort.
He's not putting in all the effort. So once I thought about it for a while, I'm like, nah, I gotta stop. I gotta motivate myself. I gotta keep on pushing to get better. And ever since that day, I've been getting 3.5, almost 4.0 GPAs, and now I'm in junior college, but still like to this point, like class every day, I'm always on time, 5 minutes early. But even in high school, I was the first one outside, waiting for the door to open. I was always ready. I sat in front of every class, unless the teacher had assigned seats.
Yeah.
But every class, I was always up in front, and from there,
just things went your way. Yeah, I think sometimes, like I've always said that things happen for a reason. I think maybe when you were at your lowest, when people are at their lowest points, really, they think that it's the end of the world. But really, I always think that sometimes things happen for a reason, because maybe because better things are gonna come your way. But first, you gotta humble yourself. So maybe those lowest points, they kind of happen for a reason, in a way for you to open up your eyes, really, and show that things are not gonna come for you, just given to you. So in order for you to get the things you want, I think sometimes you have to like go through the toughest points in life, and I think that's what most of us have gone through. Like, and I think that's what happened with you during math. Like when you weren't putting any effort. Like I think maybe then and there, you weren't putting in effort for a specific reason. You just didn't know it at the time. So until you realize that, oh, now I gotta start putting in the effort.
Yeah.
Like, does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like you weren't putting in effort until then later. Then you realize that, oh snap, like I gotta start putting in effort because this is gonna affect my future, right? And then good things started happening to you. And I mean, look at you now. You're doing great. You're living your life, and that's what sometimes it's gonna happen. You're always gonna be at your lowest points. Things are gonna happen, and you just gotta move on. But anyways, we talked about failure, I think, long enough. Now let's talk about the good side of mistakes. Success. How can what would you define success? Like what's another word for success in your case? Achievements.
I would say achievements, because there's also points that you can use from your achievements also. Like there's knowledge that you can gain from that. There's like it kind of humbles yourself in a way. Yeah, like you humble yourself. Like it builds that spirit inside of you to go even more out of your comfort zone.
Yeah, like it kind of shows your true colors in a way.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, like it shows your true colors in a way. Like sometimes achievements, like it's like kind of question. Like when you achieve something, after you achieved it, it kind of questions you though, because it kind of like tells you like, oh, like, are you just gonna stop here, or are you gonna keep going, right? And most people, they actually stop. Like once they've achieved something, they stop there, but they don't realize that they could do so much more if they keep going. And that's the cool thing about when when you become successful, or when you've achieved something or whatever it is, like that you've done that you love. And sometimes it questions you, and that's how it humbles you, because it questions you. It tells you like, oh, are you gonna keep going, or are you just gonna stop here? Like, are you gonna risk it all and keep going and like keep pushing yourself, or are you just gonna chill and relax to where you are right now, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, do you know someone by any chance like who has become successful, or like is getting that money, or like
most of my friends, really, like I would say most of my friends that I played football with, they all committed themselves into going into the Air Force or the military, the Navy, and today they're all married now, which surprises me. I didn't think they were gonna get married.
Dang, they're married now?
Yeah, that quick. And I think one of my friends is expecting to have a baby soon, so that's crazy.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's I mean, in a way that's kind of successful. I mean, young love. I mean,
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Did you give him any advice on how to become successful? Like, what would you give people? What would you say to people? Like, how, if they asked you, how would one become successful? Like, what would be your advice?
Make a path. Like, draw out your life. Like, make a timeline. Like set aside some goals that you want to accomplish, like a bucket list.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you want to do this in life, you want to do this and this, all before a certain amount of time in your life.
Yeah.
Like, set goals for yourself. That way, you're motivated to keep on going. That way you can achieve that goal, and feel great about yourself, and you're able to go on to the next thing on your list.
Yeah, it's funny because I was listening to this other podcast just recently, and it was saying usually people become successful because like during the age of I think 18 to 21 or 25, I think that's like the age where you actually have to like start grinding and like start, you know, doing something with your life, and like then and there do you become successful. Like for instance right now, it's funny because I'm starting early, like, you know, with this podcast. Like I'm actually, you know, doing something with my life. But yeah, he said that usually like around the age of 18 to I think 25 is when people start to actually grind and do something with their life, and then they become successful. I mean, depending on what they do, obviously, but yeah, they usually say like around that age. So, but I see what you're saying, and like, you know, put on a bucket list. I like that. I never really thought about that, like putting on like goals to what you want to do. Like, I mean, I've only set goals for my podcast. Like, I don't know if that's selfish or not, but I've put in goals on my. I mean,
you gotta start off somewhere.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly. Like, I think in my first episode, I was saying, like where I see myself going with this in about, I think when I'm like 10 years, I think so was what I said. And I said, if I recall, I believe I said, I was like, I'm gonna keep doing this podcast. I'm gonna keep working on it. I'm gonna keep, you know, doing what because this stuff, I like to talk. I like to do this stuff because I feel like it's a good way to express myself, and it's a good way, you know, to keep my mind busy. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna keep doing this until the day I'm not happy anymore. Which is honestly right now it's far, because I love doing this stuff. I feel like this could take me to a better path in my life. It's gonna take me to a better career, right? And it's funny because I was talking to my parents, and I was like, dude, I feel like I'd be awesome for commentary. Like, you see what I mean,
bro?
Like,
bro, not only that, bro. Like, just
like I feel like it'd be awesome to do. Like, for me, I think commentary would be amazing, because it's funny because sometimes when I play video games with my friends, or when I play with you guys, like I just announce games. Like, I'd be watching a game and I'd be playing video games, and like, you know, whenever I'm like, you know, waiting for like a loading screen or whatever, I'd watch the game and I'll just kind of announce it. And I was just like, damn, bro, like I'd be really good at commentating. Like I don't know, it's just something cool. But I think that's what I'm saying. I think with this podcast, it's gonna help me maybe get there someday. Who knows? Because I mean, commentary and podcasting, I mean, they're kind of like the same thing. I mean, just one, you're having something to commentate about, you have something to talk about, like, and live, and then here is something that you kind of just have to, like, I don't know, talk about like everyday now stuff. Like here it's like with podcasts, it's like more touching. It's more, you know, you can actually
more intimate.
Yeah, it's more intimate, exactly. And then with commentary, it's more like sports. It's just, you know, not as touching, not as intimidating.
It's more on one topic.
Yeah, and podcast is like, it's covering basics. It's like covering like multiple, like in one episode, in one 30-minute episode, right? So I mean, that's honestly what I see myself in like 10 years. Like, honestly, who knows? This podcasting might take me to commentating in the near future. Like, who knows? I might take that route, and you know, I'm not gonna abandon this though. Like, this is something that I really want to work for, and I really want to, you know, hopefully, you know, someday it might get big. Who knows? Maybe after this episode it might get big. I mean, that's what I'm hoping for. But yeah, that's what I see myself, and like that's, I think in a way I can feel your advice. I can feel like what you said about the bucket list thing and making goals, because that was my goal. That was my goal, and I think I have more goals that I said, but I forgot. If you want to know more, it's in episode 1. I talked about them more, about like what I see. But yeah, so I can really take a lot from your advice. And honestly, I think one mistake that I've made was probably with a girl that I met in high school. There was this one girl I met in high school. I thought she was cool, and for one moment I thought she was cute. I won't mention her name. She probably knows who she is, but she I don't know, cause I thought she was cute, and I went up to her during I think, what was it, during lunch break, I think, and then like I kind of just went up to them, and I was just like hey, like, cause they had came up to me during study hall, and they were just like telling me like, Like the girl just brought up my phone. I was telling you about this. She brought up my Instagram. She had a photo of me on my photo on my Instagram.
Yeah, I remember.
And yeah, and she just came up to me and just like to confirm if it was me or not. And it was so random. Like I was doing my work during study hall, and I was, I was just doing my own thing, and she just comes up to me with the phone, and then afterwards, like after study hall passed, I think it was break, and I went to go up to her because I was like, you know what? I'm gonna try to make some new friends because I didn't have friends at the time. I just, I didn't know anybody, so I went up to her, and I kind of wanted to make friends, and I told her I was like, hey, I thought you guys were cool, I don't know how I thought they were cool. They just came up to me. I was just like, hey, I think you guys are cool, and I just kind of want to make friends. And I think there I stepped out of my comfort zone because there I was nervous. I was, I was like, do I really want to make friends? Like, it wasn't because I've never been always a shy guy, but I've always been afraid to go up to people and try to make friends because I think my fear is just being rejected. Really, I mean, I get that it's gonna happen to all of us,
yeah.
But that's just kind of one of my fears. But yeah, I just went up to him, asked him if we could be friends. We exchanged Snapchats and things like that. Just like teenager stuff. And I think that was a mistake because I later then realized that she was one of those people who, oh my God, she talks a lot. And I'm like not trying to talk like trash or anything, but I'm just being real. And she knows it. She even told me herself. She told me, she was like, hey, I'm just warning you, like I talk a lot, and it's just like, it's just something that is just part of her. And I told her, I was like, that's okay. I thought she was kidding, but no, she was actually being for real. I thought she was kidding, but she was actually being like honest. And I didn't realize it until like a week later. Until like after we started talking, like getting closer, and I was just like, maybe I should just try to get away from that. But in a way, I see it as a mistake because not only will I learn from it, but honestly, something good came out of it. Now I met another person who now I'm starting to talk to, and she's more chill. I won't say her name, but I'm pretty sure you know who it is. Yeah, and so something good did come out of it. Even though. I mean, I don't want to say mistake though because it kind of sounds rude, but yeah. I mean, it was something that I should have, saw coming.
Yeah.
But we're cool. Everything's cool. There's no drama. It's just something that I now will take on in my life and will be more careful the next time I try to meet somebody. And if they do warn me, I'll just be like, yeah, okay, never mind. This ain't gonna work out. I'm just gonna. All right, I'm just gonna go. All right, I'm gonna go find someone else. but yeah, I think that was one mistake that I've gone through. And it's funny because I said it a million times. I'm just a sophomore. I'm 15 years old. I have no business into sharing advice to people because I still have so much more to learn. But hey, what better age than to start young, right?
Exactly.
It's always good to start young, especially with these type of stuff. And I think if you start young, it'll like once you like I bet you. If I'm making money now with this stuff, like by 21, dude, I don't even have to do anything. Like I could just chill, bro, because I already made so much money off of this. Right? I mean, I'm not making money right now, but if I keep working on it and I keep getting popularity, eventually I'll start making money, and who knows, I might by 21 I could just chill. So it's why I think it is a good age to, like the guy, like I think it is a good age to maybe like between 18 and 25 or 15, like how I am now. And honestly, it could lead you to new things. So, but yeah, and I think from my point of view, I mean, I've always, like I said, mistakes are different from regrets. Regrets are different from mistakes because regrets are something like that you did like awfully wrong.
Regret is more of something that you wish you could take back. Yeah. Yeah, and mistakes are more like something you can learn from, like something you could evolve from, like something you could, Like for me, for example, that class that I failed, those, 2 classes that I failed, those are regrets that, I wish I could take back or, go back in time and just, tell myself, hey, everything.
Like, hey, yo, bruh, you know, get together, man. Like, you know. But yeah, and it's funny because I was watching a show. Who is calling you right now, bro? We're in the middle of an episode. I'm gonna keep that in, by the way. This dude, bro. Who is it, bro? Is it your friend, bro?
Nah, it's Josh.
Answer this dude, bro. Answer this dude.
Bruh, this guy, bruh.
This guy, bro. Hey, bro.
We're
in the middle of an episode, bro.
Come on, bruh.
What you mean, bro?
Why y'all look like y'all robots, bro? Y'all glitching every second.
Excuse me, bro.
Excuse me, bruh?
We're in the middle of an episode, bro. What you need?
We're keeping all this in.
Yeah, bro. You're live right now.
You're live.
You got something to say?
Y'all should be out on playing Fortnite.
Man, Fortnite's for little kids, bro. You got something to say to the people, bro?
Yeah. Don't do drugs, kids. Play Fortnite.
This guy, bro.
This guy.
No, yeah. We'll play later, bro.
Alright, well, I'll be home like 30 minutes if y'all want to play.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's perfect.
Yeah, we're about to wrap up pretty soon, and then we'll hop on.
Always, bro. Always right there.
Alright.
I got you, bro. All right, don't text and drive. All right, we'll see you later, bro.
Bro, I knew that was gonna happen.
This guy, bro.
This guy.
Oh my gosh, bro.
Uh,
Yeah,
all
bro.
right.
That was my
Back
brother.
on track, though.
Yeah. Anyways, yeah. Let's get back. But yeah, I was telling you. I was watching this show on Netflix. I don't want to say the name because I feel like I might get, or not copyrighted, but you know, it's a little bit embarrassing. The show.
Yeah.
It's Arrow. I don't know if you've seen it. It's like a superhero show, and it's like the Green Arrow. The superhero.
Yeah.
It's a show on Netflix. It's a really good show. And it's funny because I think one of the episode it was talking about, I forgot what the episode was like about, but there was a scene and it hits like one of the characters. God damn, bro. Food. Okay, hold on, give me a sec. Let me get the food.
Oh man, so many interruptions. But hey, that's a good thing though.
We got Mickey D's.
We got that McDonald's, no sponsor.
No sponsor, bro. Hey, bro, let me put it back.
Yeah, put it down, bro.
Let me put it down, bro. Anyways, wait, what do we get, bro?
This guy.
Hey, bro,
He said,
I'm curious. Bro. Yeah, we got some 2 McDoubles, bro, with some 2 fries.
Alright.
Anyways,
Alright, back on track.
Back to what I was saying.
Yeah.
For real, can we just go without interrupting? So yeah, there was a scene in the show, and it had said, and I quote, it said, all those mistakes that you have made from your past, all those are going to leave a mark. But the mark that they leave can be the mark of victory, or it can be the mark of defeat. It is staying with the breaking that process the blessing. And that's what it says. After listening to that quote, what does that mean to you? Like, what would you take from that quote?
After hearing all that, the thing that actually popped out from that is blessings.
Yeah.
Take whatever blessings you have in life. For example, your family.
Mm-hmm.
Not everybody has.
Yeah. Not
everybody has a family.
Yeah. And
I know
what you mean.
There's kids. Not growing up with a family, and they're inside. They're all cold-hearted.
Yeah.
That I don't know if you've seen people or like kids on campus who are always alone. In the halls
alone.
sitting by themselves.
Yeah. I've seen some kids.
I came across someone who was just sitting by themselves on the bench, and this was the day after practice, and I was like, you know what, this guy probably he doesn't look like he's in a good area, like he's not in the perfect mind.
Yeah.
So I went, sat I sat by him, talked to him, and we just had a conversation, and then my mom came to pick me up, and it was like, hey, before you go, I just want to say thank you. Like, I really needed this.
Yeah.
And so, I'm
gonna cry, bro.
Yeah, bro. Like.
No, yeah, and that's cool, man. That's actually really inspiring, because I've always said the littlest things that somebody could do. The littlest things that somebody could do is really could touch somebody. It could have changed somebody's day, Like even just asking some random person, like you did, asking somebody, who you seen that was alone, somebody who didn't look like was right in the right space, and just even saying hi could change somebody's day, could change, somebody's mood, because they realize that, maybe there is some good people in this world who actually could, who cares for me. And I bet that's what the guy felt as soon as you came up to him and you said hi, right? And that's really inspiring. And honestly, people should be like that every now and then. Like, should not be afraid. Like if you see somebody alone, like not be afraid. Just to say hi to the guy. Just be like, just let him know that everything's gonna be okay. Like whatever he may be going through. It doesn't matter what exactly he if he's going through a tough time, or if he's just alone, or just go up to the guy, say hi, have a conversation. Maybe you guys don't have to be friends, but
Yeah.
just even letting him know, like,
and not even like a week later, I see him again, but I didn't go up to him. I just saw him like in a better mood. Like I seen him
happy,
if he needed someone to talk to.
Yeah.
And I was like, I was probably that one person that sparked that light in him.
Yeah, it's the littlest things. The
Yeah.
littlest things can change a person's life. It really can, and that's exactly what you did. It's really inspiring, and after I think I've done that actually one time. I gave a guy money, a homeless guy actually. I gave a homeless guy money one time, and not only did it make him feel better, but it actually made me feel better as a person, because I actually did some good, right? And it's the littlest things that could change a person's life, right? And I think I even said that. When did I say? I think I said that in the previous episode, or like in the second episode. I was talking about how the littlest things could spark a light in somebody's day, right? There's even a song about that. I don't know if you heard about the band Newsboys. It's like a Christian Christian group, and the song, what's it called? Oh, that's how you change the world. There's a line in there that says what does it say? It's something with like could spark the light in the dark, or something like that. I have to go back and listen to it, but it's pretty much saying exactly what we're saying now, actually.
Yeah.
The littlest things could change somebody's day. And yeah, it's after listening to this quote on the show, it hit me, because I was like, damn, like, mistakes, yeah, they are gonna leave a mark, right? There's things that happen in life that everyone goes through, and yeah, sometimes you're gonna remember them for the rest of your life, right? But the way I see it, it's like you could either see them like, oh, like there were the moment in time where I was defeated, like where I couldn't do, like I really did messed up, right? Or you could look at them and say like, oh yeah, I was at that moment in time, but I got back up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can if you change your perspective in life, and like the way you see your mistakes, and the way you see your failures, and like the way you see yourself in future years, like it could honestly change like your whole mood and change what you want in life. Like it could affect your future in better ways, right? and just small change in perspective. It's all it is that could really affect you, or it could even affect the people around you, really. And you may not realize it at first, but it will affect, not just you, but the entire world. And maybe I think that's what I'm doing, like, now as I'm getting older, because I've had my share of mistakes, I've had my share of regrets, really. And but I know that as I get older, I know that down the line I'm gonna go through more mistakes.
Yeah.
But obviously I know that I'm gonna have to get back up from them, learn from them, and I know that this is not the end for me. Like, there's gonna be more to come. So I'm honestly, it's good that I'm opening up my mind right now, especially at a young age. And it's good that I'm saying these stuff in front of, like, for my podcast, because not only am I helping myself and I'm preparing myself for the worst, but I'm trying to prepare others, help those who need the help, and trying to prepare them also for the worst. Because not only is it helping me, but it's also helping others at the same time. So it's why I wanted to start this podcast, and it's why it's good that we're covering this topic of failures and success, mistakes and learnings, and because it's something that people, they don't see. They don't really see. Like, as soon as they make a mistake, most people now in this world, like, they make mistakes and they just kind of move on, like nothing happened. But they don't realize that it does leave a mark, and it does sometimes it will come back to haunt you, and like it will affect your future one way or another. So but really it's like how you're gonna think about it, like how you're gonna go back from it and learn from it. So that's kind of what I take away from this quote. And there's actually one more thing I wanted to talk about, and I feel like this is going to be very touching. So, what was the lowest point for you in your life, and what was the highest point for you in your life?
My lowest point, I would have to say, probably not being able to not being able to go to all the school dances and all that, and participate any of the activities. That would probably be like my lowest point, because not only am I missing out on the fun, but I could have had more friends who I could still be talking to today. Like right now I only have like 3 friends that I still talk to today. If I went to any of those activities after this or after that, I could have more of an outside experience than what I have today. Like right now I feel like lonely. I feel like I get anxiety every once in a while. Like I get scared.
Yeah, it's funny because I think I remember talking to you about that stuff, like going to homecomings and things like that. And I even took your advice, and I did go to homecoming. And it actually affected me in a good way. And it actually. Because I didn't want to go at first. I'm gonna be honest. I didn't want to I was hesitant to go. I was like, should I go? Should I not go? And I don't know. I just didn't really want to go. But I took your advice into going because I talked to you about it, and I was like, you know what? I'm gonna go. Like, it's not gonna hurt me. There's nothing bad's gonna happen. So I went, and it actually was. It was a good time. It was really well, and it wasn't a mistake. Actually, I thought it was gonna be something I would regret, because I thought it wasn't gonna be as cool, but bro, it was actually pretty dope. They had PlayStations there, bro. They had food there. They had pizza. They had soda, or they had soda? No, they had water. But I mean, regardless of the food, things like that, it was still cool because the DJ was playing some good music. They were playing Mexican music, bro.
Yeah,
they were pulling bachata. They were pulling, all the Latin music. Like it was a good time. So, I really am thankful that I talked to you about it. And, that's why I'm so thankful for the family that I've got, because not only like have I learned so much from you guys, but the advice that you guys have given me and the support, like especially from you, from my dad, my mom. It's really a blessing for me, and I really am thankful. Like I wouldn't ask for God to change or anything like that. So but yeah, I think we should start wrapping it up. We've been now recording for 50 minutes. That's like a whole hour. But before we go, one last question. What's one takeaway from this episode that you want people to take from this episode?
One thing, probably just take risks. Like, your life is all about taking risks, really. Like, step out of your comfort zone, go out in the world, take that big leap of faith, take that step of faith that, whatever it is.
Are you quoting Spider-Man right now? Spider-Man to Spider-Verse, bro?
Bruh, you know what? That movie, bruh. Oh my God, bro. That movie was so good, bro. See, look, you're even falling back, bro. Come on, bro.
Okay, wait, hold on. We'll talk about. Yeah, come on. Finish what you were saying real quick.
This guy really. He called me out on it, bro. He called me out.
Hold on, we'll talk about it in a second. But real quick, finish what you were saying.
But yeah, just take that step, that leap of faith. Because life is going to throw a lot of challenges, and all those challenges, you're going to need a lot of motivation, a lot of hard work, and you're going to go through hell, but in the end, at the end of that path, you're going to feel great relief. You're going to gain that success and all that. So,
man, I think that's true. Life is like hell, and we are going to go through it eventually at one point or another. But I mean, it's always good to, like I said, take risks. I think that's something that people should take away from this episode. I think it's very funny how you quoted Spider-Man. This guy, bro.
I'm telling you, bro.
That leap of faith.
Yeah, leap of faith, bro.
It was a good movie, though. I don't think we should talk about it just yet, though, because spoilers. I don't know if people still watch the movie. Yeah. But it really, if you guys haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, bro, you guys.
Oh, man.
You guys gotta go watch it.
You guys gotta watch it.
If you're a huge fan of Spider-Man, or just even like Spider-Man in general, or even at least seen the first movies with Tobey Maguire, you should go watch it. It's a really good movie. Honestly, I really recommend it. I'm not surprised that it's as popular as it is. As I was saying,
yeah,
it's made a lot of money. It's
probably gonna be the movie of the year, dude.
Bro, I was telling my parents, bro, as soon as that movie comes out on Blu-ray, bro, we gotta go buy it, bro. Not questions asked. We gotta go straight to Walmart, buy the Blu-ray, go to checkout, and get it, bro.
For real, I'm gonna add that to my collection.
Dude, that movie's really good. But yeah, before we end this episode, I just want to say thank you so much, obviously, for taking the time to do this episode with me. Is there anything you want to talk about real quick before we end the episode? Any topics, anything you want to know?
No, just if there's any topics that you want to know more about, going through high school, your high school experience, or life overall, any advice or anything, you know where to find me, or, anybody out there, and
I said, I really am thankful. Alright, well, I think that's it for today. We've been recording for more than about an hour now. So, thank you guys so much for listening, for tuning into this podcast. Be sure to follow me on all social media platforms. I'll link your social media platforms as well. I'll put them in the description and put them on the screen right now. And yeah, anything last things you want to say, man?
That's it. Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys in the next one.